darkness. You can't serve two masters. And he's talking about mammon, filthy lucre, money. And it infects our hearts and minds. I mean, it's like a hot potato. We ought to be thinking, get rid of it. Like it's written, use worldly wealth to win friends for yourselves. Give it away so that you're welcomed into eternal homes. You're found worthy and deserving. Charity is another form of mulch in God's garden, love. So, yeah, I mean, we got to do something because God's wrath is hanging heavy over us. And He's not causing our problems, okay? But He allows them. That's it. And that's frightening. But, He has His ways, He has His terms, He has His timing, and nobody knows these things. Christ said, hey, not even the angels know. When the Father puts His foot down, you never know. But He will, and it's going to catch a lot of people off guard because they didn't spend any time cultivating right values, preparing themselves for eternity. Where are you going to go from here? That's all, my friends. I know enough about economic stuff. Listen, I'm a smart guy. I can get it. I can learn anything I want. I've proven it to myself over and over. I get 100% in math. I get 100% in real estate, economics, you name it. Okay, I have no problem learning stuff. But once you learn and you say, I don't want to be a part of that, and you take real estate. When I found out, hey, I wanted to get into developing truly affordable housing like it used to be in the 60s. I wanted to make America great again, where a young couple could afford to be a homeowner. One person stays home and could comfortably afford to pay the bills. I want that. I want that again on a minimum wage job. That's how it used to be in America. But when I found out it was political, and God knows I wish that meant Democrat or Republican. Oh God, it would have been so easy to say, okay, I know, you're just those evil Democrats in the way. I'm going to go make my fortune as a Republican, or vice versa. It isn't that easy. It isn't that easy. They're in cahoots. They collaborate. They collude. They manipulate markets. They fix prices to their own benefit. They don't care who they're burning. They don't care how many Democrats they're burning or Republicans. Okay, friends, we're in a lot of trouble. It's the evildoers at the top echelons of the pyramid of power, this perverted pyramid of power, that are pulling the strings. These are the grand puppeteers. Those are the masterminds. Those are the kingpins, the grand poobahs, okay, that are manipulating us. We're being trained, indoctrinated, conditioned, programmed from birth to accept this madness, this reality that's thrust upon us from birth. You don't get a choice. You got to play this game we play with money, or die, because there's a cost of you existing. We euphemistically just call it the cost of living. It's a duh. Of course you got a cost of living. Never saying, well, what's God's point of view on this? It's God's planet. We're God's equally beloved children. See, you can deduce things. Even a little kid can reason and use logic and just say, this is, yeah, certain things, that God's got to be that way. Or you fire him. You understand? Fundamentals about this loving, almighty creator God, right? You got to say, yes, and we can definitely reasonably assume these things about God. We're all equally beloved, or else you get rid of it. It's like a parent that doesn't love their children equally. You pause. Who are you? So that's your God. What are you, feckless pustule? So you see, you can't be able to imagine a better God than the one true God. You get how that works? So spend a little time pondering that statement. You can't imagine a better God in your mind than the God that exists, the one true, sovereign, almighty creator God. It's that simple, which is comprised of male and female side, the yin-yang thing. That's how God works, like the poles on a magnet, like the poles on electricity, okay? The same kind of thing. It's that power, very invisible, but very powerful, like the power of love, like Einstein and who else? Gandhi called it the most powerful force in the universe, right? That's what it is. This is God's mulch. He's mulching his garden because he's getting ready to weed it. And it's going to make it easier for him to weed the garden, make it more clear that people that really said, no, I'm abandoning any faith in God, and I've got all my faith, all my marbles into money, Bitcoin or any other form of money. This is where my hope and my trust, my faith, my allegiance, that's my religion, is in the money. You understand? So those are the weeds that get yanked. All those that don't want to live in a world where they don't have a distinct advantage through monetary means. See, that's a sad part because it's very alluring, very enticing. It intoxicates our spirit. You understand? That's why God hates it. It's like a false competing God that pulls away. It just, makes God sad and jealous, and he wants us to love him and come to him of our own free will and accord. He doesn't want any of us to be his friend if we don't want to be. He doesn't want any of us to serve him if we don't want to serve him. But you got to get your values in order and say, give some thought. Just ponder, where am I going from here? Is it true I might be dead today? And scientifically speaking, of course, duh. Yeah, I might be dead today. So this is your last chance to get it together, to get your values straight and in order, and figure out where you're going to be found worthy and deserving of going from here. Okay, ponder it. Imagine a perfect world down to the smallest detail. You have that capacity. You have that ability. Can you imagine a world without any form of money? Yes, you can. Can you imagine a body that doesn't die, that doesn't get diseases? Okay, and an earth that can't overpopulate because God controls the fertility after all. I mean, it's just one more miraculous thing God can do. If we ever started to overpopulate, he could pull it. But if you think the earth would overpopulate if we live forever, think again. I mean, God knows how much real estate, and if we have more greater technology, we can exceed the speed of light and getting around this place, this galaxy. Who knows? Maybe someday we could go intergalactic. I don't know. But you understand, there's solutions to all our problems. So when you think about something like overpopulation, think about, well, what exactly specifically bothers you? But what do we need to do can we fix it? Is it within our capability to fix it? I mean, you take this point in history with the industrial age in full bloom. There's no justifiable reason in the world that we have unnecessary human suffering in the form of hunger or homelessness. That's an irrefutable fact. That's the way it is. It's been that way for a long time. We're all without excuse for not understanding that. How are we going to answer on Judgment Day? How are we going to justify that to God? Why would we want to? Why don't we fix our problems? Why don't we discuss disruptive technology? And what does it disrupt? Profits. You understand how sick and twisted, how madness has overrun our culture? It is the norm. They've normalized madness. And the economics, it's the same old crap, same old story thousands of years ago. It's neo-feudalism, same old crap. Just look, they had to be very tricky, and they did it gradually over a long period of time, but they've normalized slavery. They've normalized slavery, friends. Okay? I mean, they got us by the throat. We've got this huge divide, this huge gulf, this huge disparity, this huge imbalance between the haves and have-nots. It's so acute. Does anybody see, what's the hope? You think it's not going to take some traumatic event? We look at the coronavirus, all these people dying. What's going to happen? I mean, and then we see the economic tie in here. Oh, my God. Where does this thing go? I mean, the hearts of men are growing cold, and all we care about is ourselves, and we can't worry, and we're freaked out, and death and fear everywhere, and we're all going to have heart attacks, and what's coming upon the world, and has God forsaken us, and I never had any faith in God. I mean, we're dying. I mean, it's crazy, man. God help us all. I just hope he goes gentle on us. That's my prayer, because we don't deserve to be gone gentle with. We don't deserve his amazing grace, his tender mercy, but it's still there. And that's all I'm appealing to in you, is to tap into it. Say, God, convict me. If this guy's right, and I've been wrong, not to be alarmed about what's going on in this world, what I'm tolerating, that I'm not outraged about, the tolerance of homelessness, how we've acclimatized ourselves. We've adapted to it, accept this, and we've normalized it and rationalized it and justified it. And this is how we've done it. Ever increasing despair. among these groups of people and say it's okay. It's, well, not everybody can get a living wage, and sorry, you're uneducated, you're unskilled, you don't deserve fair. I mean, somebody said that Obama related something like this publicly recently. I was like, oh my God, that's so sick and twisted. That's so elitist. That's